Beloved ones, if our heart does not condemn us, we have boldness towards Elohim. In other words, you can go with boldness, meaning overcoming your fear, your embarrassment, your shame. Not boldness like, I'm going to strut in there to Elohim or something, okay? Because you got to understand sort of the cultural understanding of royalty. Look at the book of Esther, okay? Because in Esther, we see that problem. She has to go before the king. That was a bold move, okay? Because you didn't just do that. So that's the kind of mindset that John is talking about here, that with boldness, knowing that this is what we need to do, consequences be whatever, I'm going before the king, okay? But you can't do that if your heart's condemning you. Like, why would you want to talk to me? Why do you even look at me? I'm garbage. I look at the horrible things I've done and all this other stuff, blah, 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 blah. Okay? He said, beloved ones, if our heart doesn't condemn us, we have boldness. So he's trying to tell you, if you can align your heart with his heart, you're not going to condemn yourself. And by the way, did he say anything about criticizing, judging? No, he said condemning. What's condemning? It's a judgment. Okay? You're no good, not you're being no good. You have been no good. You are no good, okay? I don't know who has this mental health problem, but I want to address something. Hopefully it'll help somebody. I want you to please consider stopping the following thing, okay? Please stop equating making mistakes and doing things that are not correct as being, I'm a bad person. A lot of you do this. It's a mental health disorder. Because you'll also say when you do something and somebody gets upset with you, instead of receiving the criticism, you'll take it as, well, I'm not a bad person. Why are you mad at me? He says, I don't think you're a bad person. You're just doing this thing that's not right, that I need to correct. But you have this idea of any correction means, if it's true, I'm a bad person. Okay? You don't have to raise your hand, but I know I've counseled a lot of people. This is a problem, okay? You can't filter everything through whether or not you are a good or bad person. You could be acting good or acting badly at a moment, okay? I had a pastor once years ago, and he would come up to me, I was in my 20s, and he'd like kind of poke at me, and I'd be like, hey. I'm like, what? He goes, you behaving? I go, absolutely, all the time. He looked at me funny, he said, good, bad, I'm behaving. It's still behaving, okay? But it's the behavior that doesn't mean you are a bad person. Now, if you choose the behavior and you choose to live in the dark, then maybe that makes you have a problem. But just that equating things with, if you think I'm wrong or made a mistake, you think I'm a bad person. That's not always the case. It's almost never the case, probably. You may, though, equate it that way, all right? Well, if I fail at this or you are disappointed, that means I'm a bad person. No, it just means that you failed at it and I was disappointed for a minute, or somebody was disappointed with you. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. Now, yes, all of us probably have had our moments where we were bad people and we did bad things. But you're supposed to now have recognized that and come out of that darkness into light. But then we have this idea of globalizing that really is handicapped our ability to grow emotionally and mentally, because we've globalized that anything that falls short makes me a bad person. And that's just not the case. But if that's always the way you're going to count it and look at it as far as like labeling, man, it's going to be so hard for you to deal with any kind of criticism or constructive correction of any sort. Because that means that I'm a bad person. And how could you ever feel good about anything if you're always thinking you're a bad person if you think everybody else thinks you're a bad person?